Okay, I'm so glad y'all are here tonight. And we are going to teach on the New Year, New You promotion. All right. And because Cindy and I joined last year about the time that this was, this was the promotion happening. She signed up either the 14th and I signed up on the 15th, or it might have been the 15th and the 16th. But it was very close together and it was right there in the middle of the month. And so that's interesting. I can show you on my desktop. My whole desktop. Can y'all see my whole desktop now?
Uh-huh.
Yep. I wonder if that's better, or is this better to do just that one? That probably makes it easier to see everything then, huh? If I make this bigger, that makes it easier for y'all to see on tablets and everything, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do it this way. So what we learned last year was how amazing it is to enroll with the New Year, New You promotion. And we want to capitalize that, and we want to teach y'all. We did that last year, and we want to teach y'all how to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an overview of how it works. And then I'm going to hand it off to Cindy, and she's going to show you how you go into the calendar. That part is different. Last year, so the program is the same, but the technical location that you go and put your event on the calendar and get your code, that has changed. So we're just going to split that up. So as you can see, this is just the guidelines that come with it. Now, on just a high-level overview, here's what happens. You have a registered event, and we're going to teach you how to do that part in a minute. And from that event, if anyone enrolls within 3 days of that event, then they have the loyalty reward order process the following month, both of those things being 100 PV each. So their enrollment has to be 100 PV, and the order they place the next month through the loyalty reward program has to be 100 PV. And once that loyalty reward program processes the next month, then within 7 to 15 days, they will have 100 points put in their account. Okay, so you basically spend 200 and get 100 back. So I mean, it's huge. It in my opinion, it's the biggest promotion that I've seen in the entire year last year, even over some of their specialty things like frankincense and Immortel and the Lifelong Vitality Pack. All of those things are short of 100 PV. So this is really dollar for dollar the biggest promotion they do. So what you do now is and Cindy's going to show us how in a minute, you go and enroll an event on the calendar, and then you'll get a code back. Okay, so here, let's just start at the beginning. Okay, points are a great way to increase and enhance your personal experience. The events are anywhere between January 1st and February 29th, which means, okay, anybody that enrolls in February and they enroll in February, come March, they have to have an LRP order that will go through at 100 PV or higher, and then they will receive their 100 points. Okay, to qualify, those are the two parts that have to happen: 100 PV enrollment and 100 PV LRP order. Once they've done that, okay, once they're the new enrollee with 100 for their order and in the Loyalty Rewards program with 100 PV order, they will go to this doTERRA myvoffice.com/New Year, New You / and enter the ID number and password they use to log into their regular account. So their WA number and whatever their password is, okay, they're going to go to that link and they're going to log in with their own regular stuff. And from there, they will submit the code, all right? And that comes to you in an email once you log your event in onto the calendar after it gets approved, okay? And they're saying up to a couple of days, but so far the ones we have tested have all come back within less than 6 hours, and some of them less than that, but not very long. So far they're on top of it. Okay, so then once the order processes the following month, the 100 points will get put in automatically. If their 100 PV order was processed, but they did not go in and enter the code, okay? A lot of people worried about that before, and you can actually go in and enter the code and get the 100 points all the way through April 30th, okay? And as a matter of fact, there were times last year when that happened because we thought it had been done correctly, and it actually had not been. And so we did even use that caveat, of it being able to be that way. Reactivated accounts do not qualify. So if you've got someone, which we're all young enough that it's not like there's anybody in our downline that has closed an account that's reactivating. But if that were the case and you come across that situation, it doesn't count for the promotion if they're reactivating their account. The last day to sign up is February 29th. Yay, it's a leap year. We get one extra day in February to go and get events on the calendar. So can you register your event after it has run? No, you may not. It needs to be put in before. So one of the techniques that we've used and that we've learned is that you go through and set your calendar, which all of y'all should have received that flyer, okay? And if you haven't, we'll work out arrangements for you to get your flyer if you're local. For the locals, we've already put January and February events that are local and Facebook events. Okay, Facebook events count. And what we do is we just go load that calendar up. Okay, so like twice a week, and you can go ahead and put in dates for one-on-ones. Make a date and put a one-on-one on there. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. Maybe it works out with someone else. Or maybe you don't have somebody who's secured an appointment with you yet, but that is a date you are planning. You're going to find somebody to do a one-on-one with. It's okay. Get you some dates on that calendar. Now, I will tell you this, so far, it's all been the same code. But we can't count on that. You need to enroll all your events so that you have a code within 3 days of an event that they can use to get their 100 points. Do you have to be the enroller? Oh, by the way, I skipped number 2. Online and webinar events also qualify. Not just Facebook classes, excuse me, although those do qualify. But even like if we're doing a class like this, if you're teaching a webinar, or if you have us teach it for you, or however it is that's best for you, yes, that counts. So put it on the calendar. Do you have to be the enroller of those who attend my event? No, you do not. Like when Cindy and I would do a class together, there were plenty of times where she was the enroller and plenty of times where I was the enroller. It doesn't matter. You can have multiple people at the event, and all you need is the code, and then whoever it is that person enrolls under, well, they'll receive those points, okay? Where do you find the code? If you're the host of the event, it's sent to you through email. Be sure to read all the details of the confirmation as it comes in. Okay, we all know what product points are, and that you can purchase products with product points. And we've got a whole thing that we've done on the LRP, although we've learned some new information we're going to share with you in another class, just as a little good to know tip on redeeming products with product points. So after they enroll, it'll automatically happen, and that's what this is talking about. Once they've received their information, they put it in, they put in their password, and they're going to type in their own code. Upgrading from a preferred member to a wellness advocate does qualify. So if I have several preferred members on my team that if I'm going to approach them and share with them, this is a fantastic opportunity. All the same things, $100 worth of oils and products for free from doTERRA, and they're just upgrading from preferred member to wellness advocate. So they're just going to have to pay the upgrade fee, which is not as much as when you originally enrolled, since they've already paid for the preferred member account. If the new enrollee accidentally misses their mark, okay, on their 100 PV, and really it seems like that's crazy, but it happens. Okay, it really does happen. And they will be looking at the black number, which is the cost, instead of the green PV number. and maybe they're just short, you know, oh man, I was 5 points short. Don't give up. Those exceptions get emailed to promotions at doTERRA. You give them all of their information, the wellness advocate number, all of that, when they enrolled, what the class was, and just, you know, explain, you know, they were short, they didn't realize it was an accident, whatever. And they are very good to help people with making up that difference. Okay. Is there a limit on how many events can I register? Nope. You can register as many events as you like. And when we flip over here and look at the calendar, because, oh my goodness, let me just tell you, I was on the calendar earlier today and I was like, wow. Okay. That count. It's not the same. Last year, it was not like that at all. It wasn't the Calendar Whiz. We've used that Calendar Whiz with our homeschooling program before, so Cindy and I were familiar with Calendar Whiz, but it did not look like that at all last year. I'm going to open up. I'm going to toss it on over to Cindy, but let me get this open, and let me switch you screen share over here to so I can show you that in your back office. Okay, are y'all seeing my, yeah, now I see the green.
Yeah.
Y'all seeing my thing now? Okay, let me log in, because you can you can key it in and bookmark it if you want, but if you log into your back office and you go to your dashboard, okay, then just pop over here to this New Year, New You calendar, so it's easy to get to. You don't have to try to remember the address each time. And this will open up the Calendar Whiz. Okay, and once that opens up, we'll let Cindy, well, you can go ahead. And anyway, it's good to see you, Cindy.
It's good to be here. It took me just a few minutes to get in, but hey, I made it.
I know, right? Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just look at this really quickly. You'll notice right up in the upper left-hand corner where you see it says,
I'm sorry. My screen's jumping around a little bit because I was getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
Right up there where the pointer is, it says add event. So you just click on that right there, and a new tab will open up. Catherine, would you like, yeah, there you go, right there. And you're just going to fill this in. Yeah, it's just taking it just a minute. But I will just tell you, the only things that are required on this are the things that have the red asterisk by it, which is your name, your email address, and then if you want to scroll down to the bottom section, the main thing that they're really concerned about is the event, the name of the event in that second section right there, and the date. And this down there, the event location, you can put that, but that is certainly not required. That middle section right there is really all that they are requiring. And then you can go down to the bottom. They want to know your event. Sorry, if you want to scroll back up, Catherine, we can just click over, we can look over that event title, the category. You just click down and it says New Year, New You. You select your date and the start time, the end time, and then just give if you want to give a description, that's up to you, but it is not required. And then, of course, then you just scroll down to the bottom, send suggestion, and I will tell you that when I uploaded, I don't know how, I think 12 or 13 events for our team just a few days ago, within just a matter of, 45 minutes, I was already getting confirmations. Now you have to go back and do this every time for each event. Unfortunately, they don't have it where you can just go in and add events one right after another. You have to do it over and over for each event. So it is a little bit time consuming, but the turnaround time did not take long at all for me. Now, I've heard some people say that it took them a while to get theirs approved, but it did not. I mean, before the night was over, when I submitted all of ours, they were all approved. So And that's it. It's
I
really,
see this repeating event would be good. So if you know you're going to have an event on every Thursday of the month, and you're not putting in a specific name for that one, if you're just maybe you're doing the something, a generic name, or public class or something like that, you might be able to do that and save a few steps on doing it every so many days, once a week, whatever it is. So that might be a good way to populate the calendar and save a couple of steps. Okay. Was that it, Cindy?
yeah, that's it.
Now, one thing I noticed, because the first time I did it, I was on my cell phone and I logged in, and you will get on the mobile version of this calendar, you'll get a pop-up that asks you, do you want to go to the desktop or do you want to do it mobile? And if you choose mobile, it wants you to log into an account. So that caused a lot of discussion on the boards. And in reality, you just choose desktop and do it like this, because that account is not something for us. And for whatever reason, it's an option. It is really just more of a hassle. And so choose desktop if you're going to do it from your mobile device or tablet. If you can go ahead and choose desktop, and it doesn't look as pretty and it's not as mobile friendly that way, but it's certainly doable. What questions do we have? Okay. Now, the main thing is to remember that you want to capitalize on this, because it is a lot of good momentum. I wanted to mention one last thing, that when you are enrolling someone new during this event, a lot of times we will, we're even taught that you enroll someone and you set that follow-up appointment for 1 week later, do a membership overview, and that's when you're going to enroll them with the loyalty reward program. But I highly recommend that if there's at all the possibility to just push right on through at the time that they enroll and say, listen, let me help you while you're right here and get your first loyalty reward program order set up, because I can show you how it works, and we can always change it. We can pick things that are very flexible, and I can show you how to go in and change it down the road. But let's get it set up and in place so that we know nothing happens to prevent you from getting that 100 points in next month. So go ahead and encourage them to do that and get that set up, so that you don't have that possibility that they did it right on the front half, but you never got back together, the month is over, and they missed it, and they would have lost those 100 points. Okay. Any questions or comments or good thoughts?
Catherine, I would just like to say one thing, for those that were not around at this time last year. It's exactly a year ago this week that Catherine and I both became part of this wonderful doTERRA team. And but just to let you know that this is truly an incredible promotion. And this is one of the best promotions. Now, I'm not saying that they won't offer something else, but this is a repeat of what they offered last year at the same time. And this is one of the best promotions that they offer during the year for new enrollments. So certainly, let's capitalize on it. It's a great time for people to enroll and get those free products back. I mean, if you buy a family physician's kit at $150, essentially you spent $50 for that kit when you get that $100 back in free oils at the, next month. So you can't lose with that kind of return. So doTERRA is essentially saying, come try us out. Your investment really is quite minimal whenever you look at it like that. And so if you've got somebody that's just been riding the fence about it, encourage them to come and check it out, because this is really a great time of the year to enroll.
That's right. The only thing I'll add is that right now they still have a few days left to do a 200 PV and get the frankincense through the 15th. So there are a few days left on that promotion. They will not extend that again. They didn't last year, or, you know, I'll be shocked if they do, but the word is that it won't be extended. It was extended from January for 15 additional days. So if you've got somebody, you know, that can do the 200 PV, try to get them in there before the 15th. All right. Look at us being in and out of here quick.
Hey, record time, record time.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and